Good morning guys. Respiration, first step, that is glycolysis. Today we are discussing. Glycolysis means breakdown of glucose molecule. Breakdown of a glucose molecule is called glycolysis. Glyco, glucose, lysis, breakdown. So in plants, how glucose will be breakdown means how glucose will be available. So plants prepare food during photosynthesis as glucose, but store their food in the form of starch or any carbohydrate, that is a polysaccharide, mostly sucrose. Sucrose is disaccharide. If the sucrose breaks, glucose and fructose comes over there. The sucrose converts into made up of, the sucrose is a disaccharide which is made up of glucose plus fructose. So that both are isomerases. Both are 6 carbon components, very important. So here what I would like to tell you, in the respiration, glucose is mandatory. How plants are getting glucose means the process of photosynthesis. In photosynthesis, plants prepare glucose, but plants store the food in the form of sucrose and starch. If sucrose is not available from the starch, glucose will be yield. Once glucose is yield, it will go to the plant cell. This is a plant cell. Inside the cell, this is cytoplasm. Cytoplasm. Once a glucose molecule is 6 carbon component guys. First carbon, second carbon, third, fourth, fifth and sixth carbon. So 6 carbon component, nothing but glucose, enters the cell, then glycolysis begins. So as I said, breakdown of glucose takes place in cytoplasm. For that, many enzymes are required. Many enzymes are required, plus 10 reactions takes place for that. Very simply, one glucose molecule produces 2 molecules of pyruvate, right? This is what simply glycolysis. One molecule of glucose molecule breakdown or partially oxidized and produce 2 molecules of pyruvate is called glycolysis. To move from this step to this step, there are 10 reactions are required. Every reaction is monitored or organized by a specific enzyme. So listen carefully, every reaction is important. Let us discuss the steps involved in the glycolysis. Step 1. Once glucose molecule enters to the cell, remember glucose is 6 carbon component. So this is glucose. Once glucose is entered, one ATP undergone dephosphorylation, means ATP have 3 phosphates. I already told you in the before class, ATP is the energy form, chemical energy form. In the ATP, 3 phosphates were there, right? Adenosine triphosphates. From that, 1 phosphate will be removed and ATP become ADP. So adenosine triphosphate become adenosine diphosphate. 3 become 2. Means 3 minus 1, 2. This phosphate, inorganic phosphate, will go and attach it to the 6th carbon of the glucose. Then the component is called glucose 6-phosphate. So this is the substrate, this is the product. Then what is the enzyme required here? Hexokinase. I repeat this point. When glucose enters the cell, by the help of enzyme hexokinase, glucose becomes glucose 6-phosphate. In this reaction, what happened? One ATP become one ADP, means one ATP is utilized. For that, one phosphate molecule is added to 6th carbon. Students sometimes confuse glucose 6-phosphate means glucose have 6 molecules of phosphate. Wrong. Glucose have only one phosphate at 6th carbon that is there. This number is representing where phosphate is attached with. Fine. So this is the step 1. The step 1, what is the enzyme utilized? Hexokinase. Hexokinase helped to turn the glucose to glucose 6-phosphate. That's it. Here one phosphate is added from the ATP. Now step 2. In step 2, glucose 6-phosphate becomes fructose 6-phosphate. Fructose 6-phosphate. I said in this class, glucose and fructose both are isomers. So glucose can turn into fructose, fructose can turn into glucose by their changing their number of functional groups, right? So for this an enzyme is required that is called isomerase. Isomerase. Ase means enzyme, process is called isomerization. Enzyme required to turn the glucose into fructose. Phosphate is single phosphate, that is at the 6th carbon in both glucose structure as well as fructose structure. So for this there is no ATP is required. Second step, do not require any ATP. Clear? Now let me move to the third step. Step 3. In step 3 what happened? Glucose 6-phosphate gained one phosphate molecule. Fructose 6-phosphate gained one phosphate molecule. Fructose 6-phosphate has how many phosphates? 1 at 6th carbon. So already fructose has one phosphate. For that structure another phosphate is added. This phosphate has come from ATP. ATP given phosphate and become ADP. So in step 1, one ATP is used. In step 3, another ATP is used. Till 2 ATPs has been utilized. When this phosphate is added, then the product is fructose 1,6-bisphosphate. Fructose 1,6-bisphosphate means fructose 6-phosphate means already one phosphate is there at 6th carbon. As another phosphate is added, that phosphate has been added to the first carbon, so that fructose have 2 phosphates, bisphosphate or diphosphate, anything we can use. Diphosphate also correct. Means this is monophosphate. Fructose 6-phosphate is monophosphate, it has only one phosphate molecule. Fructose 1,6-bisphosphate means fructose have 2 phosphate molecule at first carbon 1 and at 6th carbon another one is there. So for this another enzyme is required, that is also hexokinase. Hexokinase. So at both the phosphorylations means addition of phosphates, hexokinase is required. Some more information is there at classroom program, we will add it. Now step 4. This fructose 6-phosphate under the action of aldolase enzyme action, fructose 1,6-phosphate break into 2 components. One is PGAL, another one is DHAP. Full forms I'll tell you. Phosphoglyceraldehyde, PGAL. Phosphoglyceraldehyde. Functional group is aldehyde. Whereas DHAP means dihydroxy acetone phosphate. So dihydroxy acetone phosphate. Here one should understand one logic. Glucose is 6 carbon, carbon number is maintaining. Even glucose turns into glucose 6-phosphate, that is 6 carbon only. Carbon numbers are not modified. And glucose 6-phosphate become fructose 6-phosphate, even though fructose 6-phosphate is also 6 carbon. Carbon number is maintaining. One should understand that. Fructose 6-phosphate become fructose 1,6-bisphosphate. There also carbon number is 6. But here fructose 1,6-bisphosphate divides into 2 components, means 6 divided into 2 means this is a 3 carbon and this is a 3 carbon. Understand? Fructose 1,6 bisphosphate in the presence of aldolase or by the action of aldolase turns into 2 3 carbon molecules. One 3 carbon molecule is PGAL, phosphoglyceraldehyde. Another 3 carbon molecule is DHAP, dihydroxyacetone phosphate. So first 4 steps if you understand, then we can follow the next steps. Total 10 steps will be there. Further 6 steps we can understand, but let me recap all the things. In glycolysis, glucose molecule is partially oxidizing. Once glucose enters the cell, hexokinase enzyme act. In that, one ATP is used. From that, one phosphate is added to the carbon number 6 to the glucose. That's why the product name is called glucose 6-phosphate. Means glucose monophosphate. Number of phosphates 1. Number of carbons in glucose 6-phosphate 6. Number of phosphates in glucose 6-phosphate 1. Understand? So glucose 6-phosphate acted in the presence of isomerase enzyme, then glucose turns into fructose. Here no ATP is invested. Once fructose 6-phosphate is available in the cytoplasm, remember all these reactions are taking place inside the cell, means inside the cytoplasm. So fructose 6-phosphate under the action of hexokinase. This is also hexokinase, this is also hexokinase. But this hexokinase act on glucose, this hexokinase act on fructose. So this is aldose hexokinase, this is ketose hexokinase. Reason? Fructose is ketose hexose. So ketose hexokinase action, fructose 6-phosphate turns into fructose 1,6 bisphosphate. Means it is added by another phosphate molecule at first carbon. So where does the phosphate is coming from? ATP. Just like this. So here one phosphorylation taken place, here one phosphorylation taken place. Till here how many phosphorylation taken? 2. What is phosphorylation? Addition of phosphate molecule is called phosphorylation. Here one phosphate is added and here one phosphate is added. So second phosphorylation result fructose 1,6 bisphosphate. That fructose 1,6 bisphosphate act by aldolase enzyme result 2 3 carbon components. One is phosphoglyceraldehyde, another one is dihydroxyacetone phosphate. Here this PGAL can convert into DHAP and DHAP can convert into PGAL. This is step number 5. This is step number 5. By the enzyme is called invertase. Here invertase is required. By the help of invertase, PGAL can convert into DHAP, DHAP can convert into PGAL. So total how many reactions has been done? 5 reactions has been done. Step 6. In step 6, first let us take PGAL, phosphoglyceraldehyde. Phosphoglyceraldehyde, which is 3 carbon component. It has phosphate at 3rd carbon. So for better understanding, I can give this structure. Carbon number 1, carbon number 2 and carbon number 3. So PGAL, you just imagine like this. So this is also called 3-PGAL. 3-PGAL means what? Not 3 molecules of PGAL. Phosphate is present at 3rd carbon. Number of phosphates? 1. What is the functional group present here? Aldehyde. I tell you again, listen carefully. PGAL is one of the component by the product of fructose 1,6 bisphosphate. Once its reaction takes place, further process continue. 3-PGAL means 3 phosphoglyceraldehyde. Number of phosphates only 1 at 3rd carbon. 3-PGAL has only 3 carbons. This 3-PGAL undergone the phosphorylation, means another phosphate molecule is added, but this time that phosphate molecule is not coming from ATP. I repeat, ATP is not source for phosphate in this step. ATP is the source for phosphate only for this phenomenon. Clear? This is the investing phase. So where does this phosphate ion is coming from? In the cytoplasm, H3PO4 is present. That is called phosphoric acid. Phosphoric acid. Phosphoric acid donates this phosphate. At the same time, one NAD, nicotine amide dinucleotide, forms NADH plus H plus. So, in the process of glycolysis, NADH is produced when 3-PGAL is oxidizing. Now, this 3-PGAL already have one phosphate at third carbon. Now, because of the addition of another phosphate to this, it will become 1,3-PGAL. I hope you understand. Carbon number is same. It is maintaining the third 3 carbon only. It is 3 carbon only. No carbon is changed. No carbon is attached here. But first carbon, second carbon, third carbon. At third carbon phosphate is there. This is older structure. But as this phosphate is added to this at first carbon, here I have to write. So that is why it is called 1 first carbon phosphate, 3 third carbon phosphate. So that 1,3-PGAL. 1,3-bis-phosphoglyceraldehyde, which means 2. For this, phosphate is coming from H3PO4, remember. Then step 7. In step 7, 1,3-PGAL become 1,3-PGA. Aldehyde become acid. Remember, here one phosphate is released. One phosphate is released so that it will become 3-PGA. Phosphoglyceric acid. Phosphoglyceric acid. No need to confuse. Aldehyde become acid. Aldehyde to become acid, they have to lose phosphate molecule. Once the phosphate molecule is released, means energy is released, ADP, adenosine diphosphate, picks up this phosphate and become ATP. Here ATP become ADP. Here ADP become ATP. So ATP is synthesized, created. But till here ATP is invested. But here ATP is produced. 1,3-PGAL has 2 phosphates. In that one phosphate gone. Again one phosphate is gone from first carbon. That is why here 1 is removed. 3-PGA is there. You just, if you have a doubt, you just check it. Why sir has written here 1,3 and here 3. 1,3 means at first carbon 1 phosphate, third carbon 1 phosphate is there, and here aldehyde group is there. But here 3-PGA means at first carbon phosphate was gone and it was helped in the synthesizing of ATP, clear, and aldehyde group becomes acid group, right? So this 3-PGA, next step, that is a step 8. Step 8. At 3-PGA, suppose if it is a 3-PGA, first carbon, second carbon, third carbon, and where does that phosphate is there? At third carbon. But this is acid. This is aldehyde. Okay, now? No. In step 8, what is happening? Phosphate is present at third carbon, shifted to second carbon. So from here to here, phosphate has, the first carbon is remains there. Then this name is called 2-PGA. This is also phosphoglyceric acid. It is also 3 carbon. It is also phosphoglyceric acid. It is also 3 carbon. But why 3-PGA become 2-PGA means at third carbon phosphate shifted, mutation, changes from 3 to 2. So that number has been changed for the attachment of phosphate. That's why it's called 3-phosphoglyceric acid become 2-phosphoglyceric acid. All these reactions are under monitoring of enzymes in cytoplasm. Now, step 9. In step 9, 2-PGA become 2-PEP. PEP means phosphoenol pyruvate. Phosphoenol pyruvate. So, which enzyme is required for this means enolase. Enolase enzyme is required here. here mutase enzyme is required. Mutase for changing of phosphate position from 3 to 2. Mutation taken place. That's why enzyme required for that mutation or change is called mutase. Mutase helps to turn the 3-PGA, 3-phosphoglyceric acid, into 2-phosphoglyceric acid first. Later in the 9th step what happened? 2-phosphoglyceric acid become 2-PEP. 2-phosphoglyceric acid 3 carbon, phosphoenol pyruvate also 3 carbon. Carbon number is not changing. Positions of the phosphates in from their carbon number to carbon number is changing. Positions are changing. So enzyme here required is enolis. Then the last step, in the step 10, what is happening? The PEP lose phosphate ion. Here also phosphate ion is lost. At the phosphate ion losing, energy will be released. By that energy, ATP synthesized. Same way, when phosphate ion is coming, ADP comes in the cytoplasm. ADPs are there. Like this, ADPs are formed now. Such ADPs will come and pick up this phosphate and become ATP. So here ATP is utilized. Here ATP is producing. So once phosphate is lost, then PEP become pyruvate or pyruvic acid. Pyruvic acid is 3 carbon. Carbon number is maintaining. 3-PGAL is aldehyde. Next 3-PGA, it is acid. Next PEP, pyruvate, it is also acid, and it will become finally pyruvate or pyruvic acid. My question is here, when this process starts, carbon number is 6. When this process is ended by 10 reactions with lots of enzymes, carbon number is 3. Means carbon number should be maintained, no? It become half. So one should understand very clearly. Here PGAL has been continued. Clear? But what about the DHAP? You have to ask the question. DHAP again converts into PGAL, right? Once DHAP becomes PGAL, again PGAL undergone all these 5 reactions. Then again another pyruvic acid will be formed. Understand? I explained glucose to PGAL and DHAP. Later I continued with only PGAL. Then one pyruvic acid has come. That's why 3 carbon. How about another 3 carbon? DHAP is there now. DHAP is converted, I already told you, into PGAL. Once another PGAL is formed, first PGAL undergone all these reactions. When DHAP in the help of invertase converted into another PGAL, that means a phosphoglycer aldehyde, again that goes by these all reactions and form second pyruvate molecule. That's why earlier of this class I told you one glucose molecule produce 2 pyruvate molecules. Means this reaction into 2, this reaction into 2, this reaction into 2 and this reaction into 2. While first PGAL goes once and second PGAL is formed, that goes twice. That's why all these reactions, step 6, 7, 8, 9, all these 4 reactions taken place in the cytoplasm in one glycolysis twice. That is why 2 molecules of pyruvate formed. What is glycolysis? Breakdown of one glucose molecule into 2 pyruvate molecules. In this process, how many ATPs are used? Only 2 ATPs are used. Remember, I am asking how many are used, not how many are produced. Once you have to understand, once you understand the concept, ask so many questions. Clear? How many ATPs are used in the process of glycolysis? 2. First one and second one. Here the phosphate is not from ATP, so that it will not be considered. Question comes, number of ATPs utilized in the process of glycolysis means answer is 2. In the question, how many ATPs are produced by glycolysis means answer is 4. How? Here one ATP is produced and here one ATP is produced. But these steps goes twice, so that here 2 ATPs. In this process, here 2 ATPs. Total 4 ATPs will be formed. Have you understand? 1,3-PGAL converts into 3-PGA. There ATP is formed. But PGALs 2 will be formed, no? So because of the 2-PGAL, here 2 ATPs will be synthesized. Here 2 ATPs will be synthesized. So total 4 ATPs will be synthesized. How many NADH2s are involved in this process? Means used? Nothing. Only NAD is used, not NADH2 or NADH plus. Question comes, how many NADH plus are produced? Means 1 or 2. Here 1, but these reactions are twice now, so that into 2. So 2 NADH2s are produced, 4 ATPs are produced in the process of glycolysis. How many reactions? 10 reactions. Every reaction is monitored by enzyme. All these reactions have taken place in cytoplasm only. For these reactions, mitochondria is not required. That's why glycolysis takes place in prokaryotes and eukaryotes. Means in aerobic respiration, in anaerobic respiration, all these steps are common. I can conclude here, glycolysis is a common pathway of both aerobic and anaerobic respiration. After this, aerobic and anaerobic respirations are different. This is done today. Continuation will be taken place in the next class. Thank you. I hope you understand. Attend assignment logically.